More baseball talk too, but now Canada's national summer sport. The St. Catharines Junior A Athletics regular season begins Wednesday night at home, Canada Games Park, and this season is a big one.
Everybody's talking, the buzz ain't just a beer. Radio man keeps saying, this could be our year. Hold up headlights, team colors cross the lawn. Don't matter where you're coming from, we're here to get it gone. It's that hometown crowd, yeah, it's in our blood. And even when the clock runs out, we still raise the cup. It ain't about that hat trick, home run, or big first down. Just looking for a little something we can rally around. Seat in your house, courtside or on the couch, we still get loud.
The Ontario Junior Lacrosse League playoffs continue, and it is quickly becoming one of the most fiercest rivalries in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. It's the Peterborough Lakers and Six Nations Arrows Game 2 of this best-of-5 series that Peterborough leads 1-0 thanks to a 6-5 overtime victory in game number 1. Matthew Drimmie with 4 goals in that game, including the game winner. That was the 5th overtime game between these two teams in the last 3 years. 9 of their last 12 in those 3 years have been 2 goals or less. Both teams hoping that their teams can close this one out quickly, but expecting a long series that could go the distance, all 5 games. This game number 2 here this evening. I'm Matthew Carrick, here to the JVI Sports Network as we present Ontario Junior Lacrosse League playoff action from Peterborough. Junior Lakers in their white jerseys with green shorts. They'll work right to left away from Waukegan Shognosh. First round pick from 2024 as the Arrows will get first possession here. Black jerseys with orange numbers. Dalen John Hill has done a lot of the damage in the 3 games this season. 7 goals through 3 games. Looking for an early one here on a low shot late in the shot clock, and Shognosh will cover up. Run out by Riley Simpson. Off the bench for Nicholas Rude, who snipes. Early goal, Nicholas Rude. 1-0 Peterborough. 28 goals, part of 56 points in the regular season. As Rude's just going to come off the bench, high step, and heave away indeed, starting to play early on here at PMC. Just like that. 1-0 for Peterborough as both teams commented on how close game number 1 was. Could have gone either way. And imploring their teams to take care of the ball and do everything smart and do the little things right. And about 6 other cliches that you can think of coming into our pregame comments prior to this one. Noah Snyder. He'll give to Chaz Hill, who wear 93 tonight. Dalen John Hill setting screens in front. Back to Snyder. Coming from Trison Sunday. Hodo Martin got it back behind goal line extended and was able to pick up. Shognosh to Sam Trumbull. At the line, calling for it in the corner. Back up top for Rude. Carson Christie, off-season acquisition from Whitby, gets it back outside to Matthew Drimmie, who's lost his stick. Pardon me, that was Curtis Ward, who was still calling for the pass without the stick. And as Kyle Cropman, the official, walks in front of the Peterborough bench, he hears about it. Outside shot, Shognosh will kick that into the corner. Kyle Cropman joined by Shane Withers and Brandon Hessen tonight, the 3 officials. Colby Wood, big, tall lefty. Blue sneakers passing it here through DJ Clark. Clark to Christie. Wood had circled the entire net. Blaze Becker on him. He'll go towards the cage, and first good stop of the night for Sugga Thompson, who gets the start. Ethan Robertson will back him up. Gavin Williamson will do the same for Waukegan Shognosh. Dalen John Hill to the outside. Snyder trying to shoot from up top and cleanly blocked there by Grant Ramsey. Took it right off the leg and showed not just no ill effects, no effects whatsoever. Matthew Drimmie here from the corner again. Drimmie's coming out party was in the playoffs last year. This shot just wide. Rude over to the far boards to pick it up. Long pass to Clark. Daniel Clark from distance. Took a while for Clark to rejoin this Peterborough Lakers roster. Coming back from school. Same thing with Rude, who was injured to start the season, but quickly one of the top offensive producers, both of those, for this Lakers team. Outside Dalen John Hill, all the way cross floor. John Hill's got it again. Fakes low, goes high. Shot through traffic. Rebound's going to come back over center. Rushing to meet it, Wyatt Wiggins. Threw a big check there on Dalton Kane, who recovered the loose ball. Kane still with it across center. Back to Hodo Martin. Hodo Martin cutting to the net through the middle. Turns and fires off Shognosh, then the post. And comes back down here for the Lakers. Up through center, William White. Shot drops Thompson backwards and caught up in his gear. Martin there to recover it back over center. Chaz Hill, Ray Cortez. On the way up top, Dalen John Hill. Whoa, rising sub shot over top of everybody late in the shot clock, and that'll go over and back, but right to Sam Trumbull, who stopped. Ran through the crease after. Quick restart here for the Arrows. Just over 4.5 minutes gone in this opening period, scheduled for 3:20s. 1-0 Peterborough, trying to change that. Dalen John Hill off the reset. Outside shot drops right down in the stick of Riley Simpson. Wood from the corner. Off the bench, Clark crashes in. He'll give back to Wood. Rude wanted it. It'll go to Christie instead. That'll send Nicholas Rude through the center. Carson Christie back for Colby Wood. Walks through everybody. Tries to put it over top of Thompson. Hits the crossbar instead. Going to drop back down. Christie looked like he had it. He'll leave it for Curtis Ward. And now Rude, wearing the captaincy for the Lakers this season, will stay on and put it to the outside boards for Christie. Christie far side shot for Nate Sage. Just missed the mark, and 2 Arrows are going to come out, led by Blaze Becker. No shot as the Lakers were able to catch up. Eric Martin off the bench. Chaz Hill calling for it far side. The low shot. Shognosh down to meet that. Already the 8th shot on goal for the Arrows. 6 already on the side of the Lakers. One of those has found the back of the net. Transition breakout. Nicholas Rude. Matthew Drimmie this time. In and out of the stick of Clark. Back to the front of the net. Nate Sage. Off the goaltender and to Aubrey Tallchief on the far half boards. Quinn Brennan. Clear center. Joe Squire. Chaz Hill now back to the far side. Jimerson. Worked around a screen. Chaz Hill to Dalen John Hill. And Jimerson again. Dalen John Hill screening for Chaz Hill, who stumbles, lost the ball in the process. Big loose ball battle. And there was Noah Snyder, picked up though by Squire. Snyder still with it, no shot. He'll find Dalen John Hill, 5 on the shot clock. Lets one rip, misses the stick side. And as it comes back towards center, it will be shot clock violation. It's one of 3 games in the OJLL schedule this evening. Already underway, Orangeville KW at 7:30. Beaches in Mimico. In game number 2 there as well. A lot of extra after the whistles there, going after the loose ball. They'll blow it in now with Triton Sunday cutting the corner. Arrows player knocked down. Off to the races, William White. Clark off the bench. Drimmy spinning back. Inside the line for Christie. Carsey Christie rips a skipper in there on Thompson, who covers up. Jack Bureau. Here to take it out off the bench. Noah Snyder. Here for Dalen John Hill. 2 very different trade deadlines for these 2 teams coming in. As we look here at Jimerson, turning back into pressure, eventually swarmed by 3 defenders. Big hit into the far boards and double team from Sam Trumbull and Carter Frost. Although the Arrows still managing to pull it out and get the reset. Dalen John Hill from the corner looking to pass, turns and shoots. Rebound hit the official, allowing Chaz Hill to pick up. Okay, Jimerson, Shognosh leans back and he's got it underneath him somewhere. William White, Tegan Dempers coming over to join this Peterborough team. Youngster going back the other way to Whitby, which is kind of an interesting trade as Joel Watson and the Warriors were busy. They'll be in action tomorrow night in their series with St. Catharines. Game number 2 there, Whitby leading 1-0. Dalen John Hill, just the 1 acquisition, Justin Hill for the Arrows. As they'll walk through the middle, another shot in on Shognosh, already 14 now, still 25 seconds away from the halfway mark of this first period. Clark, far side, he'll pop out of the pile, take it top spot. Gonna get a screen from Christie now as Clark shoots through, Thompson the save. Christie up to meet Tian Pare. He'll leave it for Noah Snyder before heading off. Dalen John Hill, the last one to join the party. Snyder looking for Chaz Hill, in and out of his stick. Simpson on him. Arrows forward will still pick it up. Outside shot there from Snyder. Follow through into Carter Frost, who didn't like it. And there was a bit of a conversation afterwards. Rude down the boards to Mason Cree. One of 3 first-round picks in that draft that also brought them Waukegan Shognosh. Colby Wood. Back for Rude, sidestepping, turns and fires. Had the top corner open, but it's going to bounce off the end boards and back towards center. Hodo Martin. Back towards the outside, Jimerson to Dalen John Hill. Pick coming from Martin. John Hill goes over the top of that, but halfway through the shot clock as he looks to get it back for Martin again. Shognosh able to corral that loose ball. Played it back up toward the Peterborough bench. If you haven't seen a game here at Peterborough Memorial Center, benches are on opposite sides. Only arena in the Junior A loop with this floor configuration. Aubrey Tall Chief stepping in front of Mason Korea, allowing Thompson to get the loose ball. Just over 8 minutes remaining in a fast-paced game here already. By all accounts, that was the story in game number 1 back on Sunday at the ILA. Again, a 6-5 overtime victory for Peterborough, who lead 1-0. Colby Wood had it bounce in and out of his stick. On the behind-the-back pass, Blaze Becker finding Dalen John Hill. Outside shot, scores! Some oohs and ahs from the outside shot. Looked like it turned hard right. Hit the carpet and off the arm of Shognosh. We'll watch the entire transition here. Yeah, that one just fools the keeper. Shot around the defender. May have been screened, but either way, one that I think the young Peterborough netminder would like to have back. Had a look there at Sugga Thompson. 8-7 record in the regular season. A 6.7 goals against average, one of the best in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. Kimpare. Helmet to helmet here, along with Will White looking for the face-off and nearly dragged out by the Lakers, but Blaze Becker there to grab the loose ball as it fell out of the back of the draw twig of White. He'll stay out on defense, wants to take Tryson Sunday. Joe Squire, Dalen John Hill, Hodo Martin also out there. Pick's going to come from Noah Snyder. Hodo Martin looking for the top corner. It was there except for the shoulder of Shognosh coming in. Riley Simpson now back to his offense. Tied 1-1 with 7 minutes to go here in the first. Outside bouncing around Wyatt Wiggins. Comes back across floor to Rude. Clark gets a step on his man, walks through, takes the shot, and Sugga Thompson. Another stop there. Just the 10th shot showing for Peterborough here in the period, to 18 already for the Arrows. Dalen John Hill to Chaz Hill. McKay Jimerson, Ray Cortez sets the screen. Shot off the throat guard of Shognosh, and a penalty coming here. Cross check will be against Carter Frost, as Snyder was taken down in front of the Peterborough net. Maybe Tryson Sunday, a little chop, and then right into the back of the numbers. Cross-checking penalty in the first power play of the game here for the Arrows. That shot hit the throat guard of Shognosh, and he wants some repairs. So we'll go off to get that. Take you around the league. 9-8 was the score in game number 1. The Orangeville Northmen defeating Kitchener-Waterloo, a game we showed you right here on the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League YouTube channel. 7-4 Toronto over Mimico in game number 1. They're playing tonight, as are Orangeville in KW. Got the start at 7:30. Whitby 12-7 over St. Catharines in their game number 1 matchup tomorrow night in St. Catharines, an 8 p.m. start time. The only way to see that one is to be there in person. And then our next broadcast on Thursday in Whitby, 7:30 start time right here on the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League YouTube channel. Be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of the action, as the road to the Minto Cup is officially on and underway. And this year, all roads lead to St. Catharines. Some 240 kilometers from this arena where we are right now, the furthest travel between two rinks. Here's Rude. Up top, first shot there for the Arrows was saved by Shagnash. Outside Wood drawing the double team. Big man pulls it to the outside. Behind his back now, and here in this building you can just picture the fans clapping as they do for the major team. Decent crowd on hand here tonight. Said this when we were here earlier. Doesn't look like much over on the far side because all the entrances are on our side of the floor underneath. And I would guess there's, I don't know, about 500 if you include the bar section here tonight for Lakers Arrows playoff action. Drimmy keeping it way outside. Has to roll away from the double team. Drimmy gets back up, takes a couple hacks, but late enough in the shot clock. Should be closing in on last possession here for the Arrows. Carter Frost standing in the box. Door about to be opened by the attendant. And Squire, quick stick. He brought it down, and that looked like the broken play, but goes across to Sunday, who puts it in for the Arrows lead. Right at the tail end of the power play will go as a power play goal. You can see all the room that Squire had. I'll be honest, I thought he was going to shoot and was surprised when he didn't. Thought it was a mistake, but not so much as it's in the back of the net. Joe Squire, Noah Snyder, picking up assist as Cortez brings it back down for the Arrows as it bounced out of a Lakers player's stick, trying to keep it onside. 4 minutes left to go. Snyder on the run, sidearm shot. Rebound up for grabs. Spinning away from pressure was Dalen John Hill, and he'll secure Six Nations a fresh 30. Back to Snyder in the corner on the crease. Chaz Hill scores. And Noah Snyder asking for more noise from the Six Nations fans. Keep your eye on 93. He was just going to little slip pick back down towards the crease, and pretty easy there for the Arrows. Three goals in just over 4 minutes now, and may not be done yet are the Arrows. A takedown there, though. Kian Pare knocked down as the faceoff rolled back into Peterborough's end. Pare recovering. Peterborough only with 8 seconds to get this over half. Had to rush it. Nice one-hand pickup on the bounce by Wood. Colby Wood will use the boards to get it back in the direction of DJ Clark. Clark turns on the Jets as he turns the corner. Back for Wood, who circled the crease one more time. Lowers his shoulder to the crease. Shot doesn't get out of the Arrows crease. Dalton Kane. Over center now. Offense starting to stream off the Arrows bench. We're under 3 minutes left to go here in the period. 3-1 Six Nations lead. Dalen John Hill loading up. Lets one go. Last two goals 48 seconds apart, starting on the power play from Trice and Sunday. Chaz Hill to Dalen John Hill. That's the difference so far. Dalen John Hill outside. Snyder puts the brakes on. Sunday setting a screen. As is Ray Cortez. Outside shot, hit a body, went wide. Now Shognosh recovers to make a save and knock that one up and out of play. Aaron Stick recovered by the official. We're back underway. Dalen John Hill. Big screen from Chaz Hill. Then on the last goal, it was him and Grant Ramsey, and Ramsey took exception to being shoved out of the way for a second time. Keep your eye on 93 black, 29 white, as Chaz Hill will go right back to work. Dalen John Hill. Back to the restraining line. Chaz Hill shoots. Shognosh off the right arm and back towards the corner. Trumbull racing after it, but Cortez got there first. He'll also elude Tegan Dempers. To the restraining line, Hodo Martin. Far side pick and roll. Tryson Sunday trying to go around the world with the shot. He'll put it down to the crease for Dalen John Hill. Sunday all the way across to his wrong side. Now Martin up top. Low shot from Cortez. Did get all the way through. Intercepted. Riley Simpson. Off the bench, Nate Sage. Rude, a nice little touch pass to Clark, who scores. Nicholas Rude in his grad season. As most of these two teams are, but watch this little touch pass right into the stick of the cutting Clark, who will also leave Junior A at the end of this year, and not sure how much room there is on the major Lakers roster, but those are two guys who are going to be looking for spots for sure, and not just in MSL, but in the NLL in the coming years. Colby Wood will drop his shoulder. How many teams need lefty offense with size? Got it number 9 in Peterborough. DJ Clark back with it again. Final 20 seconds. Rude popped out of his stick as he slammed on the brakes, and now can't shoot as they call Clark for the takedown. Arrow's not going to call timeout, but they do bring Thompson to the bench. Final shot here. Hodo Martin back to Dalen John Hill. Over the top, Noah Snyder wants to rip, waits for the screen, takes the shot. Shognosh one more save, but one final goal for Peterborough to pull back within one of Six Nations, who scored twice in 42 seconds in that period. It's a Peterborough lead in the series, 1-0, but an Arrows lead after 3-2. Here in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League playoffs. We remind you to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any of the action throughout the postseason. And, of course, download the official Ontario Junior Lacrosse League app for the official scores, schedules, standing, and stats from around the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. We'll take the timeout. We'll be back in 10 minutes to Peterborough. 3-2 after 1. Arrows lead here in game number 2. You're watching the feature game in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League playoffs.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Let's go, raise up one time, go get it, it's yours, let's shine, come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
Back live at Peterborough Memorial Center, where the Arrows lead 3-2 despite trailing 1-0 in the series. Nicholas Rude got things started right off the bat in the opening minute with an outside shot, but then how about this in transition? For the Arrows, Dalen John Hill. LP73 in the chat, leading the Dalen John Hill fan club. And he's going to start this power play quick stick move to the back door for Tryson Sunday. That goal made it 2-1. Chaz Hill would add one more. 3 goals in just about 4 minutes. The last 2 coming in 48 seconds. And then Daniel Clark in the last minute. I apologize to Jason in the chat who wants both of these teams to win this year. I don't think that bet is going to come through for you. One of these two teams will unfortunately end their season here at the end of the first round. And I mean, there are some good teams who are going to be going home in the first round. Look at that Toronto Mimico series. Mimico turned it on in the last little bit. Arrows turning it on here to start the period with a good shot on Shognosh. We have switched sides here for period number 2. Not saying I expect the Beaches to drop out at the hands of the Mountaineers, but just saying that one may be a lot tighter than some of the rumblings you may hear elsewhere. Takedown through the middle. 2 officials put their hands up for the first penalty of the game coming up here to Six Nations. High shot in on Sugga Thompson. He'll get checked by the officials. But Whitby St. Catherine's a good one. This one, I mean, I'm calling it a coin flip. I really am, as we look at the penalty coming through the middle there. A cross check to give Peterborough the first power play of the game. Six Nations scoring on their first one right at the tail end. And then, of course, there's always, as long as Orangeville doesn't win, Steve with that comment. Colby Wood. Daniel Clark up top. Back for Wood. He'll take a chop. Clark quarterbacking again. Back across to Nicholas Rude. Son of Bobby Rude. Outside shot, Colby Wood. Thompson with the save. Big rebound. Dalen John Hill coming off the bench. Trying to kill time here on the power play. The first one of the game for the Lakers. 3 goals off 30 shots as McKay Jimerson got taken down here against the boards, and some oohs and ahs at a penalty coming up here. Some off the Arrows bench didn't realize it was coming. Some off the Lakers bench didn't agree with the call. Actually going to come up here to the Arrows, but a shot from the outside. That's 2 for Rude. We get a look at the penalty here first. And I mean, that's about as clear as they've been calling it all year into the numbers. While Keegan Shognosh leads the exodus to the bench. And then keep your eye on the captain, number 15, coming across the restraining line right here. He's going to be the one that gets the hard outside rip. That is way too much floor space to give a sharpshooter like Nicholas Rude. With his second goal of the game and 3rd point, the one that ties it up. Rude is graduating this year. Him and Daniel Clark, assuming they don't declare early, will be part of the 2027 National Lacrosse League draft. So a couple more years before they hear their names called, but I imagine they will. Rude's pass. Bounced away from Nate Sage. He grabbed an assist there on Rude's second goal. Hodo Martin, off for the cross check. The latest penalty, outside shot, Trayson Sunday. Shognosh the stop, and quickly a couple passes before it's up in the stick of Rude yet again. Colby Wood backpedaling. Clark will take top spot. Working it around the horn. Back in behind the net to Carson Christie. Knocked down before it got to Wood, but Peterborough still with the ball, although only under 10 to shoot, and they do. And Thompson caught it there under the left arm. Up and across center. Blaze Becker. Gets it back to Quinn Brennan, who's at the mid-floor line. Just past the halfway mark of this power play. Dalen John Hill, the no-look shot. That one deflected off of a defender. Before rolling back to the corner, both benches calling as the arrows were late in the shot clock. It's maybe the last chance here for the Lakers power play as Hodo Martin gets ready to rejoin the fray. He'll go to the bench. Clark across for Colby Wood, shot, and Thompson saved it just as we go back 5-on-5. First power play that does not connect here in this game. Arrows 1-for-1 in that first period. Nicholas Rude scoring on the power play with the extra attacker on the delayed penalty about 2 minutes ago. Chaz Hill, outside shot, handled by Shognosh. He's looking for an outlet. Up to center for Grant Ramsey. Outside, Clark getting ready to shoot. Just kind of shocked by the early 50-50 announced winner, but Happy Lady off to our right. Squire. Feeds Ray Cortez. Has taken normally a defensive role this season, coming out the front door here tonight. Trayson Sunday, a dangerous offensive player all season long, as was Jimerson, who got knocked down while trying to shoot. Lakers only with 8 to get across center. They do. Colby Wood will split the defense. Still trying to run away here from Kenny Porter. Worth noting, no Lewis Alfred tonight. Wales Reset, Suga Swamp, or Yanni Thompson from the normal Arrows roster that we're used to seeing. Wales Reset, a big transition force. Lewis Alfred, the draft pick of the Halifax Thunderbirds, a big part of the defense here for the Arrows. Outside Sunday, he'll drop his shoulder, headed to the crease, and got pushed in on his way through. And pushed in illegally. Cross check coming up to Peterborough. So Grant Ramsey headed off for a cross check. That'll be the second power play on the side of the Arrows, who scored. Took nearly the full 2 minutes, but right at the end, a beautiful passing play. All 5 have already touched it here for the Arrows. Snyder back to the crease, turning and firing Sunday. Brings down his own rebound as well. The no look and back towards the corner. Squire through Dalen John Hill. Noah Snyder straight down the pipe, and save made. Wyatt Wiggins, one of 2 listed rookies on the roster of this Peterborough team. They do have 11 graduating seniors on the roster tonight to just 1 on the side of the Six Nations Arrows. Jimerson back down in the corner for Sunday. He has to come back to the restraining line to chase it. No look shot from Dalen John Hill. That one off the leg of Wyatt Wiggins. He'll go up the boards. First one out onto the floor was Clark. They're trailing in behind, back on the doorstep. Big cutback move. Matthew Drimmy and Thompson there to match all of those. Dalen John Hill from the outside. Jimerson into the corner. Dalen John Hill puts it right back towards the crease. Looked like Peterborough may have been back in. Get away with it though, and look out here, stepping up in front of that pass. Pardon me, Ryden Bomberry. Tryson Sunday takes a big chop, and now Hodo Martin has something to say to Carter Frost, who's headed back to the penalty box. Slashing call coming here. Thought it was Frost, but Sam Trumbull making the long walk. Get a stoppage here. Is that one? They get the penalty put on the board and gives Shane Withers a chance to hear it more from the officials. Out of town scores. Orangeville up 11-4 in the second period on KW, and more whistles now. Beaches and Mimico 2-1. That was the score at the end of the first period. They are in the second in Mimico. And then this, the other third game, 7-1. Orangeville has stretched it out after it was 4-3. Northman after the first. Trade Deer with already 4 goals in the game. Pair for Kruger. Sorry, a hat trick for Max Kruger. Chris Rathwell a pair. Back underway. Shot here from Jimerson. Trying to figure out what the delay was, but figured out now is Carson Christie. Worked through the middle. He had the double team, as it is 5-on-4 floor strength here for the Arrows. Christie double teamed against the far glass. Content to just let the shot clock run down and kill time off the Arrows power play here. Their third of the game. A hidden ball play. Jimerson has it at the restraining line. Bench all over that. Dalen John Hill back behind the net. Hodo Martin on his wrong side. Back to Squire. Jimerson to Squire. Worked his way out to the crease. And a quick shot. This might be back in. Not going to be. Bench of the Arrows thought it was as well. Mason Cree headed up to lead the charge here for the Lakers. Feeding it across behind the back. What a play, and what a stop there from Thompson. Threw the left arm up. And that was either a great save, crossbar over top, but either way, looked great on both Curtis Ward and Sugga Thompson. Credit Matthew Drimmy as well, the creative behind the back pass. Dalen John Hill, low shot from up top. Wyatt Wiggins, another loose ball rebound. He'll throw it down floor into empty territory, and Dylan Lee gonna run into it. Coming out of the box, here comes Trumbull. Older brother Ben, a former transition player of the year. He'll be in the draft this year. Colby Wood. Shot steered into the corner. Carson Christie after it. He's got Kane chasing him down, and Pare as well, come outside the restraining line. Having a quick look here, that there was only 4 Lakers out there by the looks of things. Should be 5-on-5. As now Snyder has his lane to the net cut off. 5 Lakers out there now defensively. Chaz Hill has to play the pass off the glass. On the run, Dalen John Hill lifts it through. Picked out of the crease. Waukegan Shognosh. 42nd shot on net. Already for the Arrows as we've passed the halfway mark of this period and regulation time. It's another close one between Peterborough and Six Nations. Nicholas Rude grabbing a rebound there off the shot from Thompson. Drimmy down the boards to Curtis Ward. Rude gonna drop the shoulder. Hat-trick watch on for number 15, but not that time. Heads up, headed for center here. Tristan Garlow able to bring it up into the offensive end despite some pressure. Dalen John Hill plays it back here for Sunday. Tryson Sunday had it knocked out of his stick. Hard defense coming in from Dylan Lee. Arrows still with it. Shot clock reset. And shouldn't have. Dalen John Hill throws it in, and that'll be a moot point as now it will for real. Down floor with open room. Christie shoots. Pass didn't really get far enough and had to double clutch, or otherwise Christie was home free. Credit Jack Biro for applying pressure. 8 minutes left to go. Outside, Dalen John Hill. Low shot Sunday off the mask of Shognosh. He's stretching out the right shoulder. Looks like the official's going to go check if he's okay. Has to stand in again, though, as Chaz Hill picks up a loose ball and scores. A pair for Chaz Hill, and it starts with some good work on a good boards battle. And then after Shognosh took a shot off the mask, the next one just not in position, ready for it. And it beats him stick side just over that right pad. Credited to Hodo Martin. It should definitely be Chaz Hill, and they give Noah Snyder the assist. Big scramble through the middle. Colby Wood unable to get it there as him and Porter battling for the ball. Wood's going to win the battle again. Takes on 4 defenders. 2 of them end up colliding in the crease of Thompson at the shot clock. One of them, Blaze Becker, getting up slowly and hopping off to the bench here. Keep your eye on number 24, who's played. Where's the captain C for the Arrows team and has seen some time with the senior B Rivermen this year. Sunday, he'll cut the corner all alone on the crease, and Shognosh down to meet the shot. The 45th on offer from the Arrows. From the outside, Clark to Christie. Matthew Drimmy backing his way out of the pile. Can't handle the pass as it comes to the near side. He'll work around a screen. Drimmy's still with it. Stick knocked out of the hands of a forward on the near side, and the Arrows going back to the bench, holding the stick call from 2 of the 3 men in black. Power plays will even up now, 3 apiece. So we get a chance for the goalies to grab a drink of water. Still 11-4, Orangeville over KW. Still 2-1, Beaches over the Mountaineers. Both of those game number 2 of those series. Orangeville leads 1-0 on KW. Beaches 1-0 over top of the Mimico Mountaineers. Tomorrow, game number 2 between Whitby Warriors and St. Catharines Athletics in St. Catharines. Whitby winning game number 1 by a score of 12-7. Only way to see that one is in person. We'll have game number 3 for you Thursday. 7:30 start time from Whitby. Another 3 games on the day schedule here in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League playoffs, and could be some teams going home depending how the chips fall. Arrows bomb it down floor. That one bounces up and into the screening. They had to rush to beat the 8 count to get over center, and did that, but fired it up and into the crowd. Clark gives to Rude off the bench. Drimmy taking a chop as he came through the middle. Had 4 goals out at the ILA on Sunday. Still waiting for number 1 here tonight. Outside rip, Clark off the dasher. This one's going to go back down floor again. Kenny Porter might be the first one there as Aubrey Tallchief rushed to the bench. Tallchief won't get the quick restart, so Dalen John Hill takes over. Hodo Martin, Ray Cortez, Tryson Sunday, the 4 penalty killers. Peterborough leading this series 1-0. All first rounds, best 3 out of 5 here in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. Then we'll play semis. High seed versus low as that outside shot just hits off the post. Comes back to Riley Simpson, and then the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League final. Should be a best of 7 and should be a good one with only 1 ticket up for grabs at the Minto Cup, with 6 nations already making their way as the host. Colby Wood, tip drill, comes down in his stick. He'll turn it back to the far side. They score! Hat trick for Nicholas Rude. And they've all looked pretty much like this. Heave away indeed. Outside shot, and another one that finds the top corner. As Rude keeping his team in it with his 4th point. He's been in on every single one of the Lakers' goals here today. Credit Colby Wood, though, keeping the possession alive. Ball had popped out of his stick. Meanwhile, face-off win, running into it. Noah Simpson straight to the rack. And Thompson scores on the breakaway. Stops the breakaway. Big hit coming back over. Trumbull blown up by Jack Bureau. And then Becker taken down at center. Gonna send Riley Simpson to the box. It'll be Dylan Lee actually called for interference. That moving screen had been called, and then coming off the bench, Becker gets blown up. Not sure play had been blown in yet or not, which could factor into the decision, but either way, the 4th power play coming up for the Arrows. It'll be Snyder to quarterback it. Far side, Dalen John Hill returning to Jimerson. Dalen John Hill with the shot into the feet of Shagnash. Down floor. Kane and Clark had a brief battle for it. Off the bench, Rude. Back to Drimmy. It's been Nicholas Rude's night so far, with 2 power play goals, part of a hat trick. Sent back in by Curtis Ward. Bench urging Clark to shoot. He was all tied up and couldn't. Arrows with it now. Dalen John Hill back to the corner. Snyder. Jimerson takes the shot out wide. Up top, Snyder. And over and back, and quickly picked up by Simpson. Will White calling for it the entire way. He'll pull back out. Leave it here for Nate Sage. Sage collides in the middle of the set. Penalty kill going to work here. Sage with it. 1-on-1 on the outside with Tallchief. Still with Sage. 3 left on the shot clock. Sage just going to dump it into an empty corner. And that'll kill off another 30 seconds of the penalty. Last couple seconds. Will White standing in the box. Snyder getting ready to shoot. Back to even strength down to the crease, and touching in it was Tryson Sunday. And this will give it back to Peterborough and Sam Trumbull. No timeouts in that first period, so both teams have both of theirs remaining. Out to the outside, a bit of a stumble there from Clark. Rude got tied up too as he was throwing a pick. Stick taken out of his hands, and penalty coming up here as the goal is scored. It is the first from Drimmy. After his big night on Sunday, finally hits the score sheet. And the Lakers take the lead. You see the penalty there in the middle of your screen, and now watch Drimmy. Whoo-wee. Maybe a flag if this was the NLL. That was pretty close to the crease, but feet just have to stay outside the line until that ball crosses over. Officials ruled immediately that Drimmy was good.
Lakers goal scored by number 19, Curtis Ward. Assist to number 15.
And they've given it to Curtis Ward. And another assist to Rude, so 5 points. Outside, Clark. He got hit kind of awkwardly. Final minute and a half here of the period. A lot happening here coming down the stretch. Another tight one between these two teams. Tryson Sunday still with it. Now works it to Hodo Martin. Back to the crease. Too hot for Ray Cortez to handle. Shot clock down to 5 as he gets dropped down and then cross-check. Shot and a goal! Cortez from his knees. And the prayer is answered. Penalty coming there. And then, oh my goodness. Tied up at 5 in the most spectacular fashion. Better get that one right. Ray Cortez putting on a show. Into the final minute here, the second period. Big scrum for this face-off. Finally going to roll Peterborough's way, and they'll walk in outside shot. Tremble. Let that go with about 45 or so left, so perhaps a 2-for-1 chance for Peterborough. 39.5 is where the reset will go. With the arrow, Squire taking it over the top to Chaz Hill. Dalen John Hill trailing. McKay Jimerson back up top. Shot from John Hill, hit something on the way through. Forced it wide, picked up by Trumbull, and as he does, timeout is called by the Peterborough bench.
Timeout, Peterborough, timeout.
It is the first timeout by either side for the game. With the game tied 5-5 here. 5 goals off 47 shots, 5 off 27 for Peterborough here in the second period. Out of town scores still showing 11-4. Third period underway out in Kitchener. The Orangeville Northmen leading that game and the series 1-0. Toronto Beaches and Mountaineers in the second period both have scored once. 3-2, the lead there for the Beaches. They lead the series 1-0. Peterborough Lakers leading 1-0 in this series. 5-5 is the score as we come down to the final shot. And it will be Peterborough to take it with Waukegan Shognosh on the bench. Colby Wood back with it, just making sure everyone's set. And first job for Woods, clear center, does that. Out here with Curtis Ward, Nate Sage. Christie, watch Rude down in the corner. He'll take the pass now. Here comes the play. Working in for Wood. Had tons of time, and it was wide open for Clark. You could see the disappointment in his face as it just bounced off the head of his stick. Looked like a sure goal for the normally sure-handed Daniel Clark, but either way, 5-5 is where we end here at the end of 2 periods. Game number 2 of this best-of-5 series. Peterborough leading 1-0, tied 5-5. Another tight one between these teams. We told you they normally end with 2 goals or less. 9 of their last 12 in the last 3 years have matched that statistic. Looks like we're headed that direction again. We'll find out in the final 20. That comes your way after a 10-minute timeout. You're watching the feature playoff game in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. We'll be right back to Peterborough after this.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Yeah, let's go. Raise up one time, go get it. It's yours, let's shine, come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
back in Peterborough for what's going to be a thrilling conclusion of game number 2 of this series. Needed extra time in game number 1. Look at this goal from Drimmy, keeping his feet out of the crease. Was definitely credited to Curtis Ward incorrectly. But then how about this one from Ray Cortez? Kids, if you haven't picked your number yet, may I suggest number 18. Those two looking pretty good tonight. Just their only goals of the game for those two, but my goodness, spectacular variety. 3 goals off 15 shots in the period for the Lakers. They now have 5 off 27. 2 off 17 for the Arrows. They've got 5 off 47 shots already fired at Waukegan Shognosh. In this building back in the opening game of the year, Gavin Williamson faced 56 shots. Shognosh in the second, making 58 stops off 65. That was the 7-2 Six Nations win. Peterborough controlling the face-off here, working back down in the net. 2 are left for this third period. We'll keep an eye on the game in Orangeville, in KW between Orangeville, Kitchener-Waterloo, as that one should go final prior to our finish here. 12-4 now, may already be not quite final, but perhaps finished, as Orangeville Northman all over KW after a pretty close battle at home at Tony Rose. Nicholas Rude keeping this play onside. Carson Christie will return pass back to the captain. Shoots past already with a hat trick here. Looking for more. Colby Wood out of the corner over the shoulder. Missed the net. Arrows back the other way for the first time this period. Pass out of the reach of Dalen John Hill. He's got Sunday out there already with Jimerson as well. Now Ray Cortez coming to join the fray. He'll throw a couple screens. Dalen John Hill all the way across the floor. Now to Chaz Hill. Cuts back. Hat-trick watch in effect for number 93 as he gets driven into the end boards by Carter Frost. Ball dragged out of the corner. Awarded back here to the Arrows and Dalen John Hill in a fresh 30 seconds. Jimerson outside Sunday, and that one rise over top of everything off the dasher. That hits the glass, curved glass on the bench of the Arrows, so effectively out of play. Giving the Lakers a fresh 30 seconds. High step from Clark. Mason Cree with him now. Clark from the outside, skip shot. Thompson, not sure he really knew where that was, but it was caught up in his pad. Now Joe Squire. To Snyder. Pressure coming from behind, so he'll pass back here towards the corner for Chaz Hill. Snyder diving. Called in the crease as he was about to take flight. Now Riley Simpson. Carson Christie down to the corner for Wood. Colby Wood looking for Nate Sage. He'll lower the shoulder, turns back. So far being kept at bay, all by Tristan Garlow, and still with it now Sage. Double team about to come late in the shot clock, and Sage headed to the crease. Gets called off as the chin strap has come undone. Knocked down here, tied in Bomberry. Ball's going to skip away from Hodo Martin, giving Will White a chance to catch up to it. Before the game tonight, a couple minor teams getting ready for provincials, including the U15s, I believe, having their pitcher day. Part of the Ontario Lacrosse Festival coming up in August. If you're in the area, that is a fantastic time. Here's Joe Squire. Back down to the corner. Dalen John Hill. Hard bump from Wyatt Wiggins. John Hill still with it, works through the middle, takes the shot and scores, but the chin strap is loose on his helmet, and the goal gets called off. Peterborough up in arms after they just got the same call. Colby Wood the other way, rings it off the crossbar. It's going to bounce right into the stick of Dalton Kane, and somebody slammed their stick, Dalen John Hill, I believe, after that goal was called off. Kyle Cropman giving the explanation to an upset Stu Montour, excuse me. Hodo Martin with the pass over to the far side, didn't quite get over to Noah Snyder. Down to a knee, Ward trying to get it back up top in the direction of Clark. Christie will save the possession out of the corner. Looking all the way cross floor, back here for Clark. Up top, Christie. Late in the shot clock. Only a couple seconds left. It'll be thrown back towards the corner. Remember back to last year where the Arrows had a 2-0 lead. Came here into this barn. Last minute, too many men call against Peterborough, or against the Arrows. Outside shot, Dalen John Hill scores, and everybody on the Arrows sideline giving the washout sign, asking why that one's not going to count. It will for his second. Get back to last year's playoffs in a second as John Hill sends this skipper in. And no goal. No, that one's going to count. Dalen, and it will be a 6-5 lead for the Arrows. It has gone back and forth all game long. It's gone back and forth for the last 3 years between these two teams. With apologies to Pat Gregoire. Down floor, Rude! No apologies here as he'll pot number 4 in transition. 6 points for Nicholas Rude and 4 goals. Yes, that's all of them from the Peterborough Junior Lakers. Here in this game number 2, we're tied up yet again. Coming 22 seconds after Dalen John Hill's goal. Nicholas Rude tying it back up at 6. Transition coming again for the Lakers. This time Thompson will save it. Kane back across the timeline. Jimerson had to recover a nice pickup there. Sunday to the outside. Dalen John Hill has room to run in. Shoots. Down to a knee with Shognosh, but he's got it underneath him. Out from the corner. Through Mason Cree. Back to Clark. Rude wanting a pass. Shot comes from Wood on the far side instead. Hodo Martin. He'll stop up. Back to Cortez. Outside Rip Snyder. Shognosh hangs on to that and the rebound. Passing it up and across center. Look out. A little nonchalant. Back by the timeline during that change. Officials say everything's kosher. Nate Sage looking for an outlet now. Plays it back to the boards for Carson Christie all by himself. Christie wants a pass, sends it back to Drimmy, who couldn't handle it on the crease, headed back in that direction and got buried as he came through with a shot. 7 minutes gone in this third period. Jimerson to Sunday. Back to Chaz Hill. Still looking for number 3 for him. Back to the outside. Sunday will cut back. Looks like he switched sticks, and that one's got a hook in it as it drops right down into the carpet. Riley Simpson takes off the other way. Out dodges 2 defenders, and then kicked out by Thompson. Perhaps one move too many by Riley Simpson. Went one-on-one with the goaltender who won the battle. Kane running down the far side. Looked like he had the stick of Wiggins up and under his armpit, but play allowed to continue. Big high step from Snyder. Noah Snyder to Dalen John Hill. Back to the far side. Cortez. He'll pull it back down. Delayed penalty coming as the stick comes out of the hands of Dalen John Hill. Shot. And it'll be a holding the stick call against Peterborough. Looks like 7 Gillingham going to give the Arrows their 5th power play of the game. 1 for 4 coming into this latest opportunity. Keep your eyes in the middle. Dalen John Hill here. Yep. Got the stick and the arm in that exchange. So last year, Arrows leading down the stretch. Game number 3 in this building. We're about to move on until the last 2 minutes. A too many men call. Called against their bench, which, if you're familiar with the rules, means a penalty shot. Daniel Clark scores on the penalty shot to send the game to overtime. Then Peterborough won to keep their series alive. Ended up winning 3 straight to advance. That is exactly how close it's been between these two teams. Dalen John Hill straight down Main Street again. Shognosh had some trouble with it, but recovered by Dylan Lee. Couple whacks here for Clark. Colby Wood. Clark trying to scoot away from a double team. Close those rings as he goes for a run, and then he'll just chuck it way high into the netting in behind the Arrows net. Out from the corner, Dalen John Hill. Collision through the middle, elects not to use it. Sunday with the red-headed stick still. That's the one that's had most of the goals in it this year. Not that time. They go to Chaz Hill, who quickly releases. And Shognosh there for a stop. Shot number 54 on the game for the Arrows, closing in on that 60 mark. Yet again, we're not even halfway through this third period. Halfway through the power play, however, as Rude will go to Nate Sage on the outside. 3 Arrows over on that far side, and 2 of them will collapse on top of the ball, including Justin Hill, the rookie, the graduate, the lone trade deadline acquisition from the Burlington Blaze for this Arrows squad. Martin. Back to John Hill, up top. Snyder. John Hill back to Sunday. Took a little bit off the shot, making sure it got on target, and it still didn't. 10 on the shot clock. Dalen John Hill from outside. He also misses. Joe Squire. Shot clock reset, though. Must have hit Shognosh. As the penalty has expired, we're back to 5-on-5. Outside Snyder. Sunday coming over to set the screen. Joe Squire circling the net, got the quick stick, but the save made by Shognosh. Snyder taken down at the side of the net. Goes back the other way for Curtis Ward. Couple fakes. Ward now to Rude. Nick Rude on his way to the net, shoots. Thompson there to handle that one. Kian Pare. He'll cross center with 9 minutes left to play. All tied up at 6. Neither team able to get out in front by more than 2 here in this game. There's another save from Shognosh. Will turn into transition the other way. Big high step from Sage. Crashes into a double team and will now think better of it and give to Carson Christie. Mason Cree. Outside Sage. Christie. Back again. Rude fell at the restraining line. Outside shot, scores. And Nate Sage. You know, we talk about the graduating players on this offense. Nate Sage is going to be a big part of it next year in his sophomore season. And those green shoes are going to be a highlight on these Junior A broadcasts for a couple more years here in Peterborough. Again, really had their coming out party last year in the playoffs, this offense. It's the last season for Clark and Rude and Christie, but really the youngsters are going to have their turn to shine coming up, and it should still be another good offense here in Peterborough for a couple more years thanks to guys like Nate Sage. Christie and Rude, by the way, picking up assists. That's Rude's 7th point of the game. He's been on every single one of the Lakers' goals tonight. Colby Wood out to Clark. Down the boards, Rude has it again. Does he got a 5th in him? Back outside, Sage has just scored to give Peterborough the lead. 7-6. Outside, Rip Wood, the snipe. The big man's been all over the crease tonight, and his first goal is going to come from an outside rip. Scored 19 in the regular season. And Ethan Robertson is getting the pads on. I don't know if he's got the call just yet, but he's been told to be ready. A run of 3 straight goals. The last 2 coming in 56 seconds. And it is Ethan Robertson going to make the walk for the graduating Sugga Thompson. He allows 8 goals off 35 shots in 52 minutes and 33 seconds. 2-goal lead, the highest by either team tonight. It was 3-1 at one point for the Arrows. Face-off win back down for Sam Trumbull. Otherwise, it's been tied or just a 1-goal difference. Another close one between the Peterborough Lakers and the Six Nations Arrows. Absolute must-see. The battle between these two over the last bunch of seasons. Save made by Ethan Robertson as he's welcomed into the game. Little disappointed he's ditched the chrome bucket. Had an orange chrome helmet earlier in the season that was absolutely spectacular. But now Clark will pass it back to Ward. Cross crease, Christie scores! They're coming from everywhere now for the Lakers. And that'll be not good numbers for Robertson as Thompson's coming back in, but the quick stick. First goal of the game. Well, back-to-back, I guess, that don't include.
Lakers goal scored by number 5, Carson Christie.
Trying to get caught up here.
Assist to number 19.
Nick Rude not involved in the last 2.
Number 22, DJ Clark. Time of the goal, 6:40. Christie.
Ward and Clark assisting on Carson Christie's goals. Sage and Drimmy on Colby Woods. How about 3 goals in a minute 43 for a 2-goal lead? Hill. Dalen John Hill. That's Chaz to Dalen John. He'll lift a shot in. Shognosh the save. 3-goal advantage. Peterborough Lakers who have the ball again. Clark circling just inside a half. Sage down the boards to Wood. Rude coming out now. He'll play it back to Clark. And down in the corner. It's not Christie, it'll be Mason Cree. Some cross-checking going on in front of the crease, and finally well, not entirely sure what the stoppage there was. I missed it. I was watching the shoving battle in front of the crease, to be honest. And outside here, Tryson Sunday turns and crashes into a defender. His shot still down low on Shognosh, who's come out of the crease. Looked like Sunday was half considering going at him for a check, but there's a bit of an intensity that's amped up a little bit after that most recent goal and the run here from Peterborough. Takedown in through the middle and a couple more shoves as Sage got back up. Ward. His shot bounces off Thompson. Robertson still with the gear on. Big hit far side. Brennan going over to have a word with Curtis Ward. Lakers forward will head off. Gets a great job from his coaching staff. Clark to Christie to Wood, who pops out of the pile. Clark does the same to Sage. Ball flying for the Lakers, and another shot and rebound going to be brought back down by DJ Clark. And we have passed 1,000 live viewers here for this game. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Nearly giving everybody a show was Nicholas Rude, already with 7 points tonight. 4 of those goals, he wants more. Nicholas Rude gets pushed out wide. Still from the restraining line. Late in his shot clock. We'll just dump it in the direction of the official and gets the restart. The next shot of the game for the Arrows will be shot number 60. Sugga Thompson to the bench. Extra attacker on here for the Arrows. Do not want to go down 2-0 in the series. Dalen John Hill from the outside shot there. Shognosh with the save. Dalen John Hill the hurdle to recoup the loose ball. Noah Snyder with it now. Chaz Hill on for Joe Squire, the one-man change. Dalen John Hill. Hodo Martin sets the screen. They work it to Sunday. Back to Hodo Martin. Shot and Shognosh to stop. No one can get to the bench. Now they do to allow Thompson in. 8 count is on here for Peterborough. They only had 4 to get out of the crease. Nearly didn't beat that, and they won't get across in the allotted 8. Dalen John Hill. Thompson back to the bench. Squire, Jimison, Cortez, Sunday never left the floor. Chaz Hill will be the 6th attacker. Down to him on the crease now, halfway through the Arrow shot clock. Dalen John Hill to McKay Jimerson. He goes behind his back to Tryson Sunday, right into the chest of Shognosh for shot number 62. Here from the Arrows, Colby Wood back for Thompson, can't get there in time, and Clark gonna have a word. I think he was going at Quinn Brennan. But either way, it's a 10 spot here for the Lakers. DJ Clark's second of the game. Shognosh will get his second, or should assist. Hand one to Trumbull as well. And another power play. The 6th of the game. But the Arrows have work to do. Dalen John Hill shot off the leg of Will White. He's chasing Jimerson back in his own end. Thompson remains in the net now, with the Arrows here on a power play. Dalen John Hill to Tryson Sunday. Outside shot coming from Snyder, and Shognosh stands in for another save. To the outside. One-on-one here, Jack Biro. He's going to come all the way back up top to Mason Cree. He'll run it into the corner. Halfway through the power play as the ball will be put down in the corner. Cree hanging on against the double team. Arrows have both of their timeouts in their pocket. Stu Montour maybe looking ahead to Thursday's game. It's at the ILA. It's an 8 o'clock start time as Shognosh will keep the rebound in his crease one more time. Did not call timeout with 1:20 left to go. Clark's penalty should expire with about 47 seconds left. Sage. Back up top, Cree with it. Mason Cree rolled it in the direction of Christie. He couldn't pick up. Porter over to set a big hit. And now it'll be lifted in the direction of Dalen John Hill. Our next broadcast is Thursday. It's in Whitby, a 7:30 start time. Be sure you're subscribed here to the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League YouTube channel. Outside shot from McKay Jimerson will score on the power play. Just the second goal here takes some of the air out of the building, but only momentarily, I'm sure, as now there's more words, and officials have seen enough as there's a 10-minute misconduct coming to Carter Frost. As we look at the goal from McKay Jimerson. Frost headed down the tunnel with 42.3 seconds left to go. Trying to see if we've got the final yet from out in KW. Lakers control the face-off. They're late in another 8 count. Will finally get it up after Blaze Becker was tripped up. Sticks coming up between Dalen John Hill and Wyatt Wiggins. As Wyatt Wiggins goes and gives a two-hander to Sam Trumbull, who gives him a wave. It is a final score from Kitchener, by the way, 12-4. Orangeville Northmen need just one goal in the third period to take a 2-0 series lead against Kitchener-Waterloo. Game 3 of that series is Thursday night as well at the Bunny Barn, 8 p.m. start time there. Toronto Beach is currently up 5-3 on the Mimico Mountaineers, looking for a 2-0 series advantage in their series as well. Game number 3 of that series, guess what? Thursday night. We'll have game number 3 of Whitby St. Catharines for you. Currently, Whitby leading in 1-0, 12-7. The score in game number 1. Game 2 tomorrow night down in St. Catharines. Tie up down in the corner. There's a couple different players chasing each other around here in the dying seconds. Head on a swivel, couple chops from Porter. Arm is already high, and it's going to be a 2-0 series lead despite whatever else happens here. Dalton Kane comes flying at somebody. He's going to grab anybody he can in white, and look out as the bench of the Arrows is coming out onto the floor here. There were only 4 Arrows on the bench, or on the floor, so not sure if Kane, I think, did come off because Chaz Hill is still in the penalty box. This could be bad news for the Arrows, who still want to have words with anybody who will listen in a white jersey. coaching staffs. It's probably a good thing benches are on other sides here at the PMC, as they both want a piece of each other. A bucket gets thrown halfway across the floor. Told you this was a rivalry that's been building for a couple years now in some tight games. A 3-goal deficit is a rare one between the Lakers and the Arrows, but we've got it tonight. Your final 10-7 Peterborough on top of Six Nations. It's a 2-0 series lead. Game 3, Thursday night at the ILA, 8 p.m. We'll be on the air from Whitby at 7:30. If you can get down to St. Catharines tomorrow, a good one there between the Whitby Warriors and St. Catharines Athletics. An 8 p.m. start time there as well. Be sure to download the app. You can stay up to date with everything going on in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League throughout the playoffs. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a minute of the action. On behalf of our producer Gary Morrison and director Chris Main, the JVI Sports Network, and the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, my name's Matthew Carrick saying so long from Peterborough. We'll talk to you on Thursday in Whitby.